polar vortex that was going to grip the world, then that was the consensus then. You weren't normal if you challenged that view then. The exact opposite today. You're not normal if you challenge it now. That's weird. That's what's not normal to me. You?
Yes. What Gina McCarthy, the EPA chief, is saying is she wants conformity. And the government wanted conformity in the 1970s when everyone from the CIA, scientists at NASA warned about global cooling, and they want conformity now. They do not like dissent. That's why they label, smear. That's why we have Senator Whitehouse out there calling for Ricoh statutes to prosecute global warming skeptics. We have professors out there saying skeptics need to be treated, that what we believe is akin to racism. And this just goes on and on. We've had people call for Nuremberg-style trials for global warming skeptics. And Neil, the odd thing is, it's global studies by psychiatrists show that post-traumatic stress is coming from global warming believers who are afraid of an apocalypse, and they have so much stress and anxiety. They're the ones that actually, you could say, are abnormal because they're so afraid of the coming apocalypse. Skeptics don't believe it, so by that definition, we're more normal. We don't have that kind of stress on us.
Or you can be blatantly ignorant, too. I mean, there's that, too. But I do remember, and I'm reading a lot of those old cover stories in Time and News, like I said, warning about this impending cold. I think Leonard Nimoy had, hosted a documentary warning about, the polar bears would be running across Hawaii. I'm exaggerating to make the point that that was the big fear and accepted by more than 90% of the scientific community. That was then. So we have reason and history to at least give pause, but to more or less condescendingly swipe those who don't share your views and say that they're politically motivated, when in fact they could be just looking up in the sky and saying, I don't know, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have a Nobel Prize winning scientists, former United Nations scientists, turning against the United Nations and the so-called consensus. What Gina McCarthy's saying is, unless you buy the EPA's vision of a coming calamity, unless we act, in other words, unless we pay more for energy, the EPA can't protect us from bad weather. The study she's out there hyping is a study saying that EPA climate regs will limit severe storms in the future. Well, the EPA is on record as admitting that any EPA climate regulations, not only will they not impact global CO2 levels, there's no way they could impact global storms, and there's no way they'll have any impact on global temperature. It's pure symbolism. You'd have to, frankly, be abnormal to believe that symbolic regulations by the United States government would impact future extreme storms and or temperature.
You know, that kind of abnormal response is something I'd expect from an abnormal person, but then again, hello, choir. All right, thank you, Mark. Incredible.